Welcome back to Mad Talks of Football, and Manchester United have submitted a new bid for Bryan Mbuemo, about 60 million plus pounds, including the add-ons. And they have submitted it to Brentford, and it's still not being accepted. Brentford are looking over at the bid, and they are thinking whether they are going to accept it or whether they are going to reject it. It has been the news has just been broken by Fabrizio Romano and a couple of other journalists that Manchester United have submitted a bid. I mean, it's a massive bid, 60 plus million pounds for Bryan Mbuemo. I mean, I understand he's a great player. He had an amazing season last year, scoring 20 plus goals. But I mean, 60 million pound, and including the add-on, it is going to be in the excess of 60 million. It is a massive amount of money, and to get a player like him to Manchester United, it just sort of feels like a deja vu. Unfortunately for me, I really don't know what to expect from him when he comes to Manchester United. I mean, and the problem with Manchester United is, I mean, the thing, they have spent so much money on so many players, and unfortunately for them, like, none of them have really come up and helped them out. I mean, we can talk about Anthony, we can talk about, I will take about, let's say, Højlund, for example. I mean, there was so much expectations from Rasmus Højlund that he's going to come in and he's going to change everything. It did not work out for him, and there are now talks maybe he's going to leave Manchester United, and now they are going to go ahead and spend another 60 million on Mbuemo and as well. It's a weird one to me, to be very honest with you. I sort of understand why they are going at it, why they wanted, because they really they were not really able to score the goals. Manchester United, I mean, they were one of the lowest scoring teams in the league last season. That's one of the reasons why they finished 15th in the table. But again, getting Mbuemo for, I mean, 60 million, I'm quite baffled by it, if I'm being very honest with you. I understand, Brentford's point of view. They are they are going to cash in. It is one of their most important player, most prolific goal scorer from their squad, so they are going to demand a big amount of money. He has a good amount of contract length remaining as well, so they are going to get as much money as possible so they can go ahead and reinvest in their squad. Brentford had a tremendous season last season, and they want to continue on their path. They want to stay in that top. They're trying to break into those teams who try to fight and get into Europe. And for that, they need a good enough squad. And if they are going to lose a player like Mbuemo, they would want a good amount of money for him, and that is why they rejected the first bid that was in the around, like, in the region of 45 million pounds, and now it is like a 60 million pound, in the excess of 60 million pounds. So it is again, as I said, it's a weird one, but I sort of understand what Brentford are going to think. I would say that if they reject this bid, I personally would say Manchester United should not really go back and try to get Mbuemo and try to pay Brentford more than that, because in my opinion this is already an excess amount for him. But this is Manchester United we are talking about. I mean, the player, if you look at the player, I mean, he has already made up his mind, which is again a surprising factor for me, to be very honest with you, because there were other clubs who are in Europe who are interested in Mbuemo, but he said his priority was to go to Manchester United. So he is very clear in his mind that he wants to play for Manchester United. So I think that's a plus point for Manchester United, that the player is ready to come to come and play for them. So they are not going to be in sort of a bidding war. And I think that I don't think there's any other club who's going to go ahead and pay more than this. Even if they wanted, there was going to be a bidding war, I don't think nobody's going to go ahead and pay more than 60 million for Mbuemo. No disrespect to Mbuemo, I think he's a great player, but I just don't think he's worth 60 odd pounds. 60 million, sorry, not 60 pounds would be a stay for him. 60 million plus pounds. That is why I'm quite surprised that they are doing it. And again, this is the problem with Manchester United. I mean, when you have such a terrible season like Manchester United had last year, and now everybody knows that they are in such a tough situation, and on top of that, the fixtures that Manchester United have. I mean, at the first game of the season they are going to play Arsenal. The fourth game of the season they are playing Chelsea, and they are playing Fulham away as well. And then they are playing Manchester City. If I'm not sorry, they're playing Liverpool. So like their first five, and there's one game between Burnley at Manchester at Old Trafford. So out of those 15 points, if I'm a Manchester, if I'm an opposition team, and I look at the fixtures that Manchester United are having, I know they need solutions before, forget about the start of the season. They need solutions to be done in the first week of July. They need their all transfer dealings finished, so that the players that come in, they can gel with their squad and they can be ready to start the season. Because if they are not ready, and if the way things stands right now, I would be surprised if they, they get more than 3 points from that first 5 games. I don't expect them to beat Arsenal. I don't expect them to beat Chelsea. I don't expect them to beat, Liverpool, and I don't expect them to go away to Fulham and I get 3 points with the same squad. I really don't think that's going to happen. The only 3 points I'm giving them is Burnley at home, and that is only also because they are at home. Otherwise, if they would have been away, I wouldn't have given them 3 points as well. So Manchester United are in a tough situation, and the clubs, every club knows that they are really struggling. They are in a difficult period. The manager is under pressure. The board is under pressure. The fans are demanding answers, and the other clubs can take advantage of that. And clubs like Brentford, of course, they are going to take advantage of that. Not only Brentford, I mean, any other club, any other club who would be in their situation, they would take advantage of, Manchester United's situation, because they are desperate at the moment. They need answers, and unfortunately, when I see the signings of Mbuemo, again, no disrespect to him, it just and the amount that they are spending on him, it just feels like Manchester United are just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping that something sticks. I just don't see any planning behind this move as well. I just don't understand how, unless until you're thinking, because if he comes in, some of the players are going to leave. There are big rumors that Garnacho is leaving. I said that Højlund might be on the move as well. So if you are, you spend big amount on Højlund, and now you're, getting him out, and you're bringing in another player with a big amount as well. There are rumors about Anthony leaving as well. So I sort of understand there are going to be departures, but again, it is the same thing. Like you're letting, bringing in players, spending a huge amount on them, then letting them go out and bringing another, other set of players with a huge amount of money spending on them, and then trying to, I think that maybe it is this one is going to work out. So the plan is, it just doesn't feel that the plan is anywhere, there at the moment. It just, they are going on vibes, if I'm being very honest with you. And Emery needs, this transfer to work if it happens. That's the main question, because as I said, Brentford have not really, accepted the bid. They are still thinking, and I don't think, I personally think, as I said, I don't think Brentford are going to, accept it so easily. They are going to play with it. They are going to take their time, and they are going to try to get as much money as possible from Manchester United. But if I am Manchester United, the people who are handling the transfer, if Brentford don't accept it, I would not go ahead and pay more than this for Bryan Mbuemo. As much as the player wants to come, I just don't think it's worth it to. It is already in the excess of 60 million pounds. It means if they are not accepting, it's going to be around 70 million, 75 million, 70 million for Bryan Mbuemo. No way is he worth that. Again, I keep on saying, and again, no disrespect to him, he scored 20 plus goals last season, but that's just one season. You cannot expect, to go ahead and pay huge amount of money for players for just one good season. That is why Manchester United are in such a terrible situation, because they have played over the odds for so many of their players, and that's why they are struggling. So they need to, get their heads right, and they should hope that Brentford accept this bid. But if they don't, they really shouldn't, spend more than that. And that is for me in this video. Let me know what you guys think of the entire situation. Are Manchester United right in spending this much amount of money on Mbuemo? And do you think they should go for more if Brentford don't accept this bid? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers before the end of the July. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.